Hey guys, Kamina the coach here. I really have too much going on to be doing this video. I am at school right now. I am on duty, but there are no kids just yet on the field. It's on my mind so much that I have to do the video. So, hey everyone, I'm Kamina the coach. This channel was originally to help people start working and living abroad. 2020 rushed in COVID and I rushed back to the United States and spent 2 years there working on early childhood trauma and addressing all my other garbage. August of 2022, I've been lucky enough to return to working outside of the United States. So I suppose the channel will be a mixture of dealing with emotional stuff, which you kind of got to be able to live abroad, and kind of tips and tricks to help you work and live abroad if I can. So I work at a school currently. Well, I'm leaving a school currently, and there was a teacher here who was an adult woman who's autistic. And being the very curious person that I am, I recognize that I don't really know much about autism, and so I recognize now a neurodivergent person as an HSP. I really started digging into this. I'm the type of person that's constantly questioning my own sanity. I read a book on psychopaths and sociopaths. I was like, could I be a sociopath? No, hands down, absolutely not, thank goodness. But I think that people who hold a lot of trauma, I think very sensitive people who examine themselves very deeply do this. Let me know in the comments if you think so. So, in the process of studying about autistic women, adults, I already knew that women autistics present differently than men. I think that what has been presented to us is that autistic people don't feel, and that's wrong. They feel everything, and oftentimes that's why they shut down or shut out the world. I think so. So I wanted to study. I wanted to understand. And this teacher also has a child, so a teacher and a parent. And I was like, that's very interesting. Let me study to understand, because that seems like it would be very overwhelming to both have a child, to be a parent, and to be a teacher, and to be a teacher in a foreign country. I cannot imagine the combination of all of that. I don't have a child. I think that it would be too much for me. So I wanted to start understanding autism, and I mean, the cases of autism in the classroom, the only ones that I've seen have been very severe. The stereotypical, the stuff that I think has shaped mainstream opinion of autism. But understanding that autism is a spectrum, and not a spectrum like a straight line, but a spectrum like a circle, and you could be anywhere within that sphere of the spectrum. So I probably, in studying autism, I am probably somewhere on the periphery or just on the outlier of that spectrum. So why? Why do I think that? So definitely there are some things about my brain that make me different. The sun, bright sun doesn't bother me, but bright unnatural lights really, really bother me. Flashing lights really bother me. Feeling of stuff on my skin, like right now I'm really itchy, it really bothers me. Oftentimes I have a hard time sleeping. Like when I was small, I would dust my bed out to make sure there was like no sand in it, because the feeling of it would make me crazy. The texture of certain foods like grits and oatmeal and stuff like that really, as I've gotten older, I can do it, but definitely not as a child. What else? Texture of food in general. Smell, really particular, especially with a partner. Smell really can get me. So, I don't have many friends. I'm not very engaging socially. Entering into large groups of people that I don't know makes me very anxious. Thinking about doing that makes me very anxious. I can do it, and I think that I do it well, but there is something called masking. So anyway, so I started studying, and I watched a woman's video, and she outright said that there's no such thing as HSP. If you're HSP, you're autistic. And so I really started studying. I'm like, she's not a doctor and I'm not a doctor. So I really wanted to understand, like, really, who cares? So I'm a lot of things. If you've been following my channel, I am a transracial adoptee. So I'm a black woman who was adopted by a white family. I'm a late discovery adoptee. I didn't find out I was adopted until I was 32. I have PTSD from early childhood trauma, lots of abuse there. I've been my own since I was 14. So I'm a highly sensitive person with lots of past trauma that I have worked on, that I am currently working on. I think that I'm in a very good, happy place. But nonetheless, PTSD, adopted by white people, late discovery adoptee, transracial adoptee, and to top it all off, I'm an INFJ. If you follow Myers-Briggs theory, the rarest personality type in the world. We're kind of odd as well. So a lot of oddities there. And I think that people in those, and oftentimes I hear people who are on the spectrum say, I was always on the fringe, and that's my case as well. I've always been on the fringe. And I think that a lot of people in these situations have a tendency to self-diagnose a lot. Like I said, I was like, am I a sociopath? Am I a narcissist? So I'm able to rule out those things because I do, not only do I feel deep empathy for others, keeping an eye out for kids, not only do I feel deep empathy for others, I'm able to detect. So here's what I think sets me apart. I am able to detect not only the emotions in myself when I feel them, but I am able to very quickly detect emotions in other people. In fact, I can often detect emotions in other people before they're able to detect them themselves. Also, I pick up patterns very well, and I am not delusional in the way that I put my patterns together. So I am able to make predictions, oftentimes unusual sounding predictions, and a vast majority of the time I am right. I'm not like out of this world in my assumptions or predictions. So also a very common trait of autistic people is they don't like to be held or touched. I love, as long as it's a good person, I love a good hug. Love it. It really resets my nervous system. I love to hold hands with like friends. I love to touch. I love to be close. I love it without a doubt. Now, if it's hot at night, please don't touch me. But just in generally speaking, I like to be touched. If you're a good person, and whether I know you very well or not, I am not. Now, I don't like to hug strangers. I think that's a little gross. But I mean, if we work together, we don't have to know each other very well. Your energy is good. I don't mind being hugged, holding your hand or anything like that. So I think that that's different. I don't have a problem with eye contact. In fact, I have to break eye contact to make people feel more comfortable, because I recognize not everybody likes long, extended direct eye contact. I actually am very comfortable with that. I am very, very comfortable with long, intense conversations. I don't mind it at all. I'm comfortable with silence too, but long, intense conversations. So I think that these are some things that really make me on the periphery. So I think that I would probably easily label myself neurodivergent, but I don't think that I would get a diagnosis of autism. Oh, also deep like studying, like that's an autistic trait as well, and I will do that as well. I kind of bounce around from stuff. I'll do it until I've done it out. In general, as in my studies, I find that people study stuff and then don't really use it. So anything I'm studying in general, usually I'm studying because I intend to apply it, and I want to be the best that I possibly can at it. So I do that as well. But again, like I said, that small difference is that I intend to apply it. So first of all, if you're an autistic person watching this, I apologize. If you're an HSP person watching this, You might want to go check out some autistic people's channels to see if you think maybe that you have some things in common. Do you really need a diagnosis as an adult? I feel like, for me anyways, there's no care that anyone can give me right now at this point other than the care that I give myself. My parents failed me on both sides. My biological parents and my adopted parents, they failed. The system failed me. So now it's all about me and doing it for myself. So as long as I am doing what needs to be done, I am doing the self-care, that I'm taking care of myself and doing what I need to do as an adult to continue to stay healthy, happy, and whole, I don't think it really matters. That's just my opinion, and that's what it is for me. I'm not one of those people who needs continued care, and there's no way that if a doctor told me they thought I should be on medication that I would do that. There's no way that I would do that. I'm not self-medicating anymore, and I'm not gonna let a doctor put me on medication either. So that's just my 2 cents. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Before I go again, to autistic people who have been stigmatized and prejudiced against, I just want to say I understand. As a sensitive person, as a neurodivergent person, I've always been on the periphery as well, especially as a woman of color. So if I have ever wronged you, if I've ever taken part of that, I apologize. I want to know and do better, and I'm doing my best to learn and be a better person, a better human in the world. I'm sorry for the way the world prejudices you, and I will do my best to be an advocate from here on out. I am definitely not neurotypical, whatever the heck that means, but definitely an advocate and part of the community from here on out. Again, like I said, if you're HSP, you want to go seek it out. Maybe you're just curious and you want to know. Until next time, all you amazing people, I am Kamina the coach, sending you love, light, peace, and joy. I'm out.